Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pod Studio. I am Alex, and I am so happy you are joining us today for some relaxed English practice.
And I'm Emma. Hi, Alex, and hi to all our listeners. It's a beautiful day to sit down, grab a coffee, and just talk.
It really is. Today on Pod Studio, we are talking about something that I think everyone feels lately. We are talking about why the simple life is becoming popular again. You know, Emma, life feels so fast these days.
Oh, definitely. Everything is digital, everything is right now, and everyone is always busy. It's a lot for the brain to handle.
Exactly. And that is why this topic is so useful for our listeners. Not only is it a great way to learn everyday English words about feelings and lifestyle, but it's also something you can talk about with your friends in real life. Everyone has an opinion on how to live better.
That's true. It's a very human topic. So if you are listening right now, just take a deep breath. You don't need to worry about difficult grammar or academic words today. Just listen to our voices, follow the story, and let the English sink in naturally.
Before we start, if you want more fun English podcasts like this, hit the subscribe button right now and join our English learning family.
It really helps us grow.
I love that. Let the English sink in. That's a great phrase. It means to let the information enter your mind slowly and stay there. So, let's sink into the topic. Emma, have you noticed that people are starting to talk more about slowing down?
I have. I see it all over social media, which is funny because social media is usually the place that makes us feel busy. People are posting pictures of gardens or home-cooked meals, or just a quiet afternoon with a book. They call it minimalism sometimes, but mostly it's just about choosing a simpler way of living.
Minimalism. That's a big word, but it has a simple meaning, right?
Right. It just means living with fewer things. Instead of having 50 shirts, maybe you have 10 that you really love. Instead of saying yes to every party, you stay home and relax. It's about quality, not quantity.
I think I need more of that in my life. Last week, I looked at my desk and it was covered in papers, 3 different coffee mugs, and 2 phones. I felt stressed just looking at it. It was so cluttered.
Cluttered. That's a perfect word for this. When a place is cluttered, it's full of things you don't need and it looks messy. And you know, Alex, when your room is cluttered, your mind feels cluttered too.
That is exactly how I felt. I spent 10 minutes cleaning my desk and suddenly I could breathe again. It's strange how such a small change makes a big difference. Is that what people mean by a simple life? Just cleaning?
Well, cleaning is the start, but I think it goes deeper. For example, my friend Sarah recently moved from the big city to a small village. She used to work 60 hours a week in a high-pressure job. Now she works part-time and grows her own vegetables.
Wow, that is a huge change. Does she miss the city? The cinemas, the big malls, the noise?
She told me she misses the good pizza delivery, but that's about it. She said she feels more grounded now. When you feel grounded, you feel calm and connected to real life, not just your phone screen.
I like that. Grounded, like a tree with deep roots. I think many people feel like they are floating lately, just moving from one email to the next. I sometimes check my phone as soon as I wake up. It's a bad habit.
I do the same thing, Alex. It's like we are afraid of missing out. You know that expression, right? FOMO, fear of missing out?
Oh, I hear that all the time. I have FOMO. It means that you are worried that your friends are having fun without you, or that there is some news you don't know yet.
Exactly. And the simple life is the opposite of FOMO. Some people are calling it JOMO now, the joy of missing out.
JOMO. I love that. The joy of staying home and not caring what is happening on the internet. That sounds like a dream. But is it realistic for everyone? I mean, we have to work. We have to use technology. I can't just move to a village and grow carrots tomorrow.
You're right, and that's an important point. A simple life doesn't mean you have to live in a cabin in the woods. It's about making small choices. For example, maybe you decide to turn off your phone at 8 p.m. every night. That is a way to simplify your evening.
That's a good point. It's about boundaries. Setting a boundary is like drawing a line and saying, I will not go past this. My boundary is no work emails on Saturdays.
That is a great boundary to have. Do you find it hard to keep?
Sometimes, because the phone is always there. It's in my pocket. It's like a little monster asking for attention. But when I ignore it, I notice things more. I notice the birds outside, or the way the light hits the wall. It sounds small, but it makes me happy.
It's not small at all. That's actually a big part of why this is becoming popular again. People are tired. We are burnt out.
Burnt out. I've heard that a lot lately. Does that just mean tired?
It's more than just being tired after a long day. If you are burnt out, you have no energy left because you have worked too hard for too long. Like a candle that has finished all its wax. There is no more flame.
That's a sad image, but it's very accurate. I think the pandemic changed how we see work and life, too. Many people realized they don't want to spend 2 hours every day sitting in traffic just to go to the office.
Definitely. That commute, the journey to and from work, was a big source of stress for many people. Now that more people work from home, they have a little more time. But the problem is, now the office is in the house.
Exactly. My kitchen table is my office now. Sometimes I'm eating dinner and I'm looking at the spot where my laptop was 2 hours ago, and I start thinking about work again. It's hard to switch off.
Switch off. That's another great phrase. It means to stop thinking about work or problems and just relax. It's like turning off a light switch in your brain.
I struggle with switching off. Emma, what do you do when you want to simplify your day? Give me some advice.
Well, I started doing something called single tasking.
Single tasking. Is that the opposite of multitasking?
Yes, we're always told that multitasking, doing many things at once, is a good skill. We talk on the phone while we cook, or we listen to a podcast while we answer emails, but research shows it actually makes us more stressed and less productive.
So single tasking is just doing one thing at a time.
Exactly. If I am drinking tea, I am just drinking tea. I'm not looking at my phone, I'm not watching TV, I'm just tasting the tea and feeling the warm cup in my hands. It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it?
It sounds easy, but I bet it's actually quite difficult. Our brains are used to being busy. When I try to do nothing, my brain starts making a to-do list. I start thinking, oh, I need to buy milk. I need to call my mom. I need to fix that lamp.
That's normal. You have to be patient with yourself. It's like a muscle you have to train. At first, it's hard, but after a while, you start to enjoy the quiet.
I think that's why hobbies like knitting or pottery or even coloring books are so popular now. They require you to use your hands and focus on one thing. You can't really check Instagram while you're making a clay pot.
That's so true. And there is something very satisfying about making something with your hands. Satisfying means it gives you a good, happy feeling of finishing something well. In our digital jobs, we often don't see the result of our work. It's just files and numbers.
I agree. When I bake a loaf of bread, I can see it, I can smell it, and I can eat it. It's a very real experience. It's not virtual.
Virtual, that's the word for everything on the computer. And I think we are all a bit tired of the virtual world. We want things we can touch. That's why people are buying vinyl records again and paper books instead of ebooks.
I'm one of those people. I love the smell of an old book, and I like that I can see how many pages I have read. It feels like progress. Plus, a paper book doesn't send me notifications.
Exactly. No ding to tell you that someone liked your photo. Just you and the story. You know, Alex, another part of the simple life is intentional living. Have you heard that phrase?
I've heard it, but I'm not 100% sure what it means. Is it about being intense?
No, not intense. Intentional comes from the word intent or purpose. So intentional living means you do things on purpose. You don't just do things because everyone else is doing them.
Okay, so for example, instead of buying a new phone because the advertisement says I should, I ask myself, do I really need this? Will this make my life better?
Yes, that is being intentional. You are making a conscious choice. Most of us live on autopilot.
Autopilot, like a plane that flies itself.
Precisely. When we are on autopilot, we do things without thinking. We scroll through social media for an hour, we eat fast food because it's easy, we buy things we don't need. Intentional living is about turning off the autopilot and taking control of the steering wheel.
I definitely spend too much time on autopilot, especially in the grocery store. I go in for milk and I come out with chocolate, chips, and a new magazine.
We all do that. But don't be too hard on yourself. The simple life isn't about being perfect. It's about progress, not perfection.
I like that. Progress, not perfection. That's a good motto for English learners, too. You don't have to speak perfectly. You just have to keep moving forward.
Exactly. If you can communicate your idea, you are doing great. But back to the topic. Have you noticed that slow fashion is becoming a thing now, too?
Slow fashion. I assume that's the opposite of fast fashion, like those big shops that sell.
Slow fashion? I assume that's the opposite of fast fashion, like those big shops that sell very cheap clothes.
Yes, fast fashion is about buying lots of cheap clothes that break after 2 washes. Slow fashion is about buying fewer clothes, but better quality ones that last for years, or even buying clothes from thrift stores.
Oh, thrift stores. I love those. For our listeners, a thrift store is a shop that sells used things, usually to help a charity. You can find some really cool, unique clothes there.
And it's much better for the planet. It's a sustainable way to live.
Sustainable. That's a word we hear in the news a lot. It means something can continue for a long time without damaging the environment or running out.
Right. Our current way of living, buying and throwing away, is not sustainable. The simple life is often more eco-friendly because you use less and waste less.
It's funny how the modern way of living is actually going back to how our grandparents lived. They didn't have much clutter, they grew their own food, they repaired their clothes when they broke. They were minimalists without even knowing the word.
It's true. My grandmother used to say, make do and mend. It means use what you have, and if it breaks, fix it. We forgot that for a few decades because it became so easy to just buy something new.
Make do and mend. That's a classic expression. I think we are relearning that wisdom now. But Emma, let me ask you a tricky question. Do you think the simple life is only for people who have money?
That is a very good and very deep question, Alex. Some people say that minimalism is a luxury, because if you have money, you can choose to have fewer things. But if you are poor, you have fewer things because you have no choice.
That's what I was thinking. It's easy to say, I am choosing to live simply when you have a good bank account.
You're right. But I think the heart of the simple life can be for everyone. It's about finding peace in what you have. It's about not feeling the pressure to always want more, that pressure to keep up with the Joneses.
Keep up with the Joneses. I haven't heard that in a long time. That means trying to have the same expensive things as your neighbors, right?
Yes, if your neighbor gets a new car, you feel like you need a new car. It's a race that never ends. The simple life is about stepping out of that race.
I think that is the most attractive part for me, the mental freedom, not caring if my car is old or if my phone is the latest model. That takes away so much stress.
It really does, and it gives you more headspace.
Headspace, like room inside your head?
Exactly. When you aren't worrying about money or things or being busy, you have more space in your mind to be creative, to think, and to be happy.
I think our listeners might be wondering how they can start. If someone feels their life is too complicated, what is one baby step they can take?
A baby step, a very small, easy first step. I would say start with your morning. For the first 30 minutes of the day, don't touch your phone. Just drink your coffee, look out the window, or talk to your family.
That sounds doable. Difficult, but doable. My baby step would be to clear one small area. Just one drawer in the kitchen or just the top of one table. Don't try to clean the whole house, just one spot.
I love that. It's about momentum. Once you finish one small spot, you feel good and you want to do another.
Momentum. That's when something starts moving and it gets faster and stronger, like a ball rolling down a hill.
Precisely. And honestly, I think even learning a language like we're doing now can be part of a simple life.
Really? How so? Learning English can feel quite complicated sometimes.
Well, it's a hobby that doesn't require stuff. You don't need a lot of things. You just need your ears, your voice, and a bit of time. It's a way to grow your mind without cluttering your house.
That's a lovely way to look at it. And it connects you to people. At its heart, The Simple Life is about people and experiences, not objects.
I couldn't agree more. You know, I read a story about a man who was a high-level manager at a big tech company. He was making a lot of money, but he was always stressed, always angry, and he never saw his kids.
That sounds like a common story these days. What happened?
He had a wake-up call. A wake-up call is an event that makes you realize you need to change your life. For him, it was a minor health scare, nothing too serious, but it scared him. He quit his job, started a small woodworking business, and now he says he's the poorest he's ever been, but the happiest.
That's amazing. It takes a lot of guts to do that. Guts is a casual word for courage, right?
Yes, it takes a lot of guts to go against what society expects. Society tells us that success equals more money and a bigger house. He redefined success.
Redefined. He changed the meaning of the word for himself. I think we all need to do that sometimes. Is success having a fancy job title, or is success having a quiet Tuesday afternoon with no stress?
For me, it's definitely the quiet Tuesday, but it's a balance. We still live in the real world. We still have bills to pay. I think the goal is simple-ish.
Simple-ish. I like that. Adding ish to a word makes it mean sort of or mostly. So not perfectly simple, but mostly simple.
Right. I still watch Netflix, I still use my smartphone, but I try to be more mindful about it.
Mindful. That's another word that is very popular now. It means being aware of what you were doing while you were doing it.
Yes, if I'm watching a movie, I'm actually watching the movie. I'm not half watching and half scrolling through my phone. Being mindful helps you enjoy the small things more.
It's funny, Emma, we've been talking for a while now, and just talking about this makes me feel more relaxed.
Me too. It's a nice break from the hustle and bustle of the day.
Hustle and bustle, that's a classic English idiom. It describes the noise and busy activity of a big city or a busy place.
Exactly. And I think that's why our listeners are here at Pod Studio. They want a break from the hustle and bustle. They want to learn, but they want to do it in a way that feels calm and natural.
I hope we're helping them do that. You know, Emma, I was thinking about another simple life trend, slow travel.
Oh, tell me about that. Is that like taking the bus instead of a plane?
Sometimes, but it's more about the pace. Instead of visiting 5 cities in 10 days and taking photos of every monument, you stay in one village for a whole week. You go to the same cafe every morning, you meet the locals, you don't rush.
I love that idea. When you rush, you don't really see anything. You just see the view through your camera lens. Slow travel sounds much more meaningful.
It really is. It's about immersion, getting deep into a culture instead of just staying on the surface. It's like how we encourage our listeners to listen to one episode a few times. Don't rush to the next one. Really understand this one first.
That's a perfect comparison. Quality over quantity again.
Exactly. Well, Emma, we've covered a lot today. We talked about minimalism, being grounded, JOMO, burning out, and even slow travel.
It's a big topic, and it's one that I think will stay popular for a long time. People are realizing that more isn't always better.
I think that's a great place to start wrapping things up. I'm going to go home and clean my desk now. You've inspired me.
Haha, glad I could help. And I'm going to go have a cup of tea, mindfully.
Sounds like a plan. It has been so much fun talking about the simple life with you today, Emma.
I enjoyed it too, Alex. And to all our listeners at Pod Studio, thank you for spending your time with us. Your time is valuable, and we are so glad you chose to spend it here, practicing your English.
Definitely. Remember, you don't need to learn 1,000 words a day. Just a few new phrases and some good listening practice is enough. That's the simple way to learn.
Very true. We hope you feel a little more relaxed and a little more confident in your English after today's episode.
We'll be back soon with more conversations and more real-life English. Until then, take it easy.
Yes, stay grounded and enjoy the JOMO. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye. See you next time on Pod Studio.